casual sex seems really fun, but when I do it, it kind of sucks. Is it me, or is it only good in theory?
I want you to start, if you don't mind, Angela. Like, what were your initial responses to this question? Were you like, oh yeah, I feel you? Or were you like,
oh yeah, it absolutely sucks, but sometimes it's really great. But all those feelings are valid. Like, it sucks, it's great, it's meh, it's everything from 1 to 10. I feel like maybe 70% of my hookups have been average.
what makes the difference between, like, let's just say average and like quite great?
Like, how you feel about yourself on the day really impacts how you perform sexually with someone, because it's a really personal and vulnerable thing to just strip your clothes and get into bed with someone. So sometimes if I'm having a really bad day or I don't feel good about myself, that affects how sex is going to be for me. Or if the person I'm with is really makes me feel good about myself and makes me feel comfortable, then that elevates the experience as well. Bad encounters are things where the person says, you know, oh, you kind of need to leave. Like, there's better ways to approach things when you've just like bared your whole soul and asshole, you know, like there's better ways to deal with that awkward moment than get out of my bed.
Yeah, I feel like there's politer ways to do that, to segue.
Yeah, for me, if you want to have good casual sex, when you're with them in that moment, you're still actually putting quite a lot of effort in and really getting to know them, even if it is for a transitory experience. So I think that's kind of a bit of a, like where people slip up as well, is like what they think casual means is like really low effort, where I think like you can have really good casual sex, but it doesn't mean that there's no effort or no connecting with the person.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be I'm going into someone's room and that's it. We're just having sex and that's the agreement that we leave. It can be that, but it can also be like just two people getting together who are on the right wavelength and hooking up.
We need to work towards a way of having like respectful, like I was going to say loving, but like, you know, really like into each other casual sex that then we leave each other at the end of the day and that's fine, but we've treated each other like really well while we're together.
I think I offered a hookup like tea or coffee and he was like, oh no, I was going too fast. And it's like, just chill. I'm not going to give a hand job to every single guy who comes into the house and I'm like, do you want tea or coffee? I'm not giving, you know, like, it's hospitality.
That's so
literally
funny.
Basic hospitality. You're just raised right and suddenly they think you're proposing.
This is a message to the straight dudes engaging in casual sex with women. Like, you can be nice, be straight up at the beginning. This is casual, that's cool. You can still be like so nice. And that's like a pretty good way to be if you want to get naked with someone.
I have had really good casual sex too, though. Like, there was one person who was just super kind and didn't push sex, and we just talked a lot. And I think he just said, I think you're hot. Like, can I kiss you? And I thought it was the hottest thing someone could do was say that they were attracted to me and ask permission to go further. And
so hot.
And then like we kept seeing each other and it just felt really comfortable.
When I think back on my encounters, I feel like the best ones were the people who approached this thing we were heading into together as like a gift and not an entitlement. You know, like this is a real cool, fun, hot thing that we get to do together. Like, awesome. Like, you know, it's so much about the chemistry of the people involved. You're not, like, if you're feeling like I just am bad at sex, especially in a casual situation, like, you might just be being with the wrong people.
It's weird. I used to wear the badge of having bad sex with pride. Like, I was quite happy that I was bad at sex because it just, I don't know. I felt really good about it. Like, because those people would remember me.
Yeah.
Do you have an anecdote to share where you are either like just so amazing at sex or else so terrible, either that you'd like to share?
I mean, you don't want to be the best at sex, like, then otherwise it's just never gonna peak, you know, like you want it to keep peaking.
Sometimes I go way too hard at the start of seeing someone. Like I'm like all the cards on the table, all like, you know.
No, but then that becomes the expectation. No way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know, but I get carried away. I'm excited. I like having sex.
Yeah. If we come back to the question, you know, casual sex sounds amazing in theory. When I do it, I suck. What am I missing out? Is there anything else that you wanted to just finish by saying or didn't get to say to our question asker?
you don't suck. Whoever you are, you don't suck, because there are two people or more than two people in this situation. You can't take the sole responsibility of that. You don't suck.